Hey guys, Chef Anthony here at Don's Appliances. I got my boots on, I'm ready to get involved. Can't see, am I doing all right? Tell me all the fantastic products. I keep looking around, I see cooler and cooler stuff. I can't wait to see what magic we're gonna make with this amazing milk here. They have a ton of great recipes, they have a ton of great stories here. We're gonna get it all. Hey guys, Chef Anthony here, Don's Appliances. Man, I am so excited. We are at the Goat Rodeo Farm and Dairy. I'm sitting on a stump on 130 acres of pristine goat farm, man. We are so excited. The whole team is gonna get together. We are gonna go through the whole goat process here. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's amazing. We're gonna visit the goats. They're pretty cool. We're gonna go show you how we milk the goats, show them how they make this amazing cheese and all the products that they offer. So guys, stay tuned. Goat Rodeo and Farm Dairy right here. We're gonna love this. All right, Steve, walk me through the process here. How did we start? How did we found Goat Rodeo?
Goat Rodeo, my wife and I have lived here for 25 years. We've raised our 4 children here, and we've always been concerned about preserving this beautiful Western Pennsylvania farmland. And our way of doing that was to turn this into back into a working farm.
Let's talk about the goats. I mean, we talked about the rodeo, we're the last one in. How about the goats? I mean, what kind of goats do we have on the farm?
There are 3 breeds of goats, and you'll notice a difference, especially with their ears and their appearance. Nubians, which give us a really high butterfat content milk, and then Alpines, they have the upright ears, and then La Manchas. So all 3 different characteristics. The Alpines give us a higher volume of milk, the Nubians give us a high butterfat content, but blending them all together I think gives us the ideal milk for cheese making. And making delicious cheese starts with getting the most fresh and delicious milk.
That's the secret sauce right there. Get all 3 together. I love that. So, I mean, it's only one thing to do, you know, probably milk some goats, make some cheese, and probably eat some cheese, right?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Absolutely. Let's just start, like, tell me what the brine is, and you know, for everybody at home that doesn't, know all the cool stuff.
Okay. Part of what's making this cheese delicious is that it's salted.
Yeah.
Okay. After we press the cheeses, our pressed cheeses go into a brine bath. They will soak for maybe 36 hours in there and absorb all the way through the salt. You can see we lay it in there and then throw some loose salt on top too, so that the part that's exposed to air also absorbs salt.
That's great. The difference in the color here is it just a little more salt, a little bit like,
yeah.
I don't want to get all your secret ingredients out of you, but you know what I mean?
No secrets being revealed here. The cow's milk has a yellow tinge to it. If it's an all goat's milk, it's always going to be white, much whiter looking cheese. And it's interesting how you can see the difference between the 2. Washed rind cheese takes a lot of affinage, and affinage is all the care that we give the cheeses.
We're doing a lot of affinage today. I like that.
We wash them 3 times a week for the first few weeks until they start to develop culture on the outside on the rind. After that, we go to 2 times a week. They're washed with beer.
Yeah.
It adds yeast to it, it adds a lot of flavor to it, and it creates this really beautiful orange rind. It just adds tons of flavor.
Steve, where are we headed next?
Let's head over to the next aging room.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Okay.
Let's go. All right, Steve, what's happening here? I mean,
we've got another aging room. We're doing everything on wooden shelves in here. We keep the conditions a little drier than in the washed rind room. These are waxed rind cheeses. The yellow ones that you see are a Gouda style, made from 100% goat's milk. They're hand waxed with a yellow wax, and you can sort of see the age of the cheeses just by looking at how many coats of wax they have on.
The smell in this room alone, gets you hungry, awakes your nose for some amazing stuff. Like you could smell the Gouda, and then you smell the wax, and then you see just the process from, first dip, to, you know, 5, 6 dips over here. It's an amazing process, and each one of these are so unique. You know, I wish I brought like a cheese knife in my pocket, but I know the rules here, you know what I mean? Okay, Steve, what happens in the process next, right after this?
Okay, this is pretty much the last step of the aging. After here, we go over to our packing room, if it's going to be cut or packed and ready to go out to restaurants and shops around the region.
All right, let's do it.
Let's take a look.
Oh, yeah.
This is our packing room. Usually we send stuff out in whole wheels, but we do some quarter pound and half pound cuts for retail. So things are cut in this room, vacuum sealed if it needs vacuum sealed in here, wrapped in a cheese paper and boxed. Here's the labels. So it's a simple process, but everything gets marked with the Goat Rodeo labels. The cheese is made just steps away from where the milk comes from, so it's truly a local product.
I hate to say it, there is only one thing left to do, but you know, probably got to cut into some cheese.
Let's do it.
Oh, let's do it! I love it. Let's do it.
We're in the parlor. We're going to milk 12 goats at a time. The whole herd is in a holding pen right next door. They know to come in 12 at a time. They know they're going to be milked, and they know they're going to get their daily ration of grain. So we've got 3 varieties of goats, 3 breeds. There's Alpines, Nubians, and La Mancha goats. All the goats have free access to pasture, and they get a ration of grain every day during the milking. Each gives a little different quality of milk. The Nubians have a very high butterfat content, which is ideal for cheese making. So we feel like the combination of the different milks from the breeds works out great.
Nothing left to do but go milking. So, you know what I mean? Got to get it fresh, right?
Have you ever hand milked a goat?
Not a chance, Steve. No. This is the closest that this city boy's ever been to a goat, really.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'll show you how to do it by hand. Let's start by cleaning off the teats with some sanitary wipes. Yeah. We've got it sanitized. We're gonna strip out just a little bit of milk, just like that. How do you milk it? You're gonna pinch the top right there, and then you're gonna squeeze the milk right out like that.
Pinch the top, huh?
Pinch the top so it doesn't go back in, okay? And then squeeze it like that.
Okay.
Give it a gentle squeeze.
All right, what do you think of this, huh?
You got it.
I did it. Look, I did it. Pinch the top. Squeeze. I can't believe it. This hand milked a goat today. This hand.
We are in the milk house now, so all that goat's milk that we're milking next door is coming in line and dropping right down. Right now we're putting into this small bulk tank. It's going to be used tomorrow for cheese making. So it's just a refrigerated bulk tank, holding tank for milk. This one is filled with goat's milk that's also going to be in tomorrow's make.
Oh wow, huh?
Yeah,
that's
beautiful,
awesome.
right?
That's beautiful. Yeah. That is beautiful.
It's held about 38 to 40 degrees. Super sanitary, really, everything stays in line and then goes right, I will show you down in the cheese make room.
So this will go right down to the cheese room?
Yeah, this will gravity flow right down into the cheese room.
All right, Steve, where are we at now?
We're in the cheese make room. So, hey, we just came from the milk house.
Yeah.
We dropped the milk down in this stainless steel pipe. It's a gravity flow that comes right into the vat. So this swing line earlier today was over. We were here at 6:30 in the morning to let the milk down. The whole idea is to treat the milk gently. A gravity flow achieves that. We don't have to pump it. It doesn't break the milk apart. And we do a gentle pasteurization. So the milk is in here. It's about 360 gallons of milk this morning. We're going to add cutting knives there and cut that. Cut it into curds. We're going to cut it by stirring it and using cutting knives. And then slowly, we're going to be cooking the cheese, raising the temperature again. Those curds are going to keep solidifying. They're going to keep getting more solid. And the liquids are going to keep separating from there.
And they'll separate out.
They'll separate out.
To my right, to my left, where am I?
We call it aging room 3. This is yet another, different conditions in this room as well. Stays 50 degrees, constant 50 degrees. The Humidity we're not as concerned with in this room because they're vacuum sealed cheeses that we're doing in here. The two cheeses we age in here are Cowboy Coffee, which is our espresso rubbed mixed milk cheese, and Wild Rosemary. So this is a mixed milk cheese, and again, it is rubbed with virgin olive oil and dried rosemary.
Once again, another room that smells amazing, crew. I don't know, I got coffee on this side, I got olive oil, rosemary on this side. I think we're in the best spot in between both worlds right here, you know what I mean?
What's not to like?
You're right. I tell you what, I think this is the best of the batch. Woo! All right, guys, now it's my favorite part of the tour. You know what I mean? This has got to be the tasting portion, obviously, from Chef. So, Steve, what do we have here? What three?
Chef, it looks like we're going to try three of our cheeses that we saw being made earlier. Cowboy Coffee, which is a mixed cow and goat's milk cheese. We do an espresso rub on the outside of it. It's awesome. This is a Wild Rosemary. It's sort of a Spanish-inspired cheese. Again, a mixed cow and goat's milk cheese. We rub it with extra virgin olive oil and dried rosemary and age it out that way.
Extra thank you to that, too.
And really my favorite of all our cheeses is Bamboozle. It's a goat and cow's milk cheese, and this is the wash rind cheese that we saw Will washing with beer earlier.
What was the line we used? It's a lot of
affinage.
Enough talking, maybe some cutting, right? You're right, let's rock and roll, huh? Where'd we go with here first? Got the rosemary in there. Cheers to that.
Okay,
Yeah,
smells beautiful.
It does. That's great. The olive oil outside, the rosemary.
And it doesn't, the rosemary doesn't overpower the inside of the cheese, but it just adds a really nice flavor to it.
Right. Next one on my list. Where am I going here, huh?
This is Bamboozle, and this is a special cheese. It takes a lot of care, and it gives us a very special cheese. That nice mild paste inside, but a nice
rind,
funky, funky rind, right?
Yeah, nice funky rind. So, Boy, that is. That is so decadent, right?
It is decadent. A totally different cheese.
Cowboy Coffee, right? So, does that mean we can have this for breakfast? Cheers to that one. You're right, you can smell the espresso rub on it.
Smell the coffee on the outside. It's a super finely ground espresso.
Yeah.
A different cheese altogether again. A different make with this one. It's more of a cheddar make on the inside.
Yeah.
And non-traditional, because we're American cheesemaker, we can do it.
You're right, we can do it, yeah. So gang, I am gonna take one of these beauties, one of these three, bring it back to the shop, probably make some cool magic. And I wanna see, you know, now that I got the full experience, I wanna see what cool recipe that I can make, you know, to kind of highlight these cheeses and make them amazing. All right, guys, we're back from Goat Rodeo. Amazing time there with Steve and his family, showing us the lay of the land and how artisan cheese is done. An amazing local farm. I'm gonna feature three of their favorite cheeses here. We're doing the Cowboy Coffee, we're doing the Bamboozled, and we're doing the rosemary with olive oil drizzle on it. So amazing stuff. We're gonna make meat and cheese right now. So let's dive right into it. I'm on the galley workstation, you know, the galley slides. I'm on the black walnut cutting board. So I'm gonna build my board right here, okay? I'm gonna start with just some greens. We're gonna put a little bit of spring mix on the side here just to give it a little contrast, kind of build that board up, guys. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't have to be flat. We want to go with layers. You know, we want to make it high, make it tall. We want to add some crunch to it. We want to add some zing to it. But most importantly, we want to feature these amazing cheeses, okay? All right, first and foremost, I'm going to use my board. I'm going to slice some baguette. Just get I got a half a baguette here. This is gonna feed, let's say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of us, okay? Slice this down nice and easy. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna fire this right on the side just to build up. That's our starting point, you know, kind of like start our descent. So we're gonna add our meats in. I know there's a few different ways, guys. I like to keep it in a full line so I know when I'm speaking about the charcuterie board that I talk about a whole line of the cheese or the meat. I'm gonna keep it all relative, okay? The key to this is to not put too much in one corner. We wanna space it out We want to have ample room for, all of our guests to kind of get a little bit of everything without reaching over, or, sometimes if you load it up too much, you don't know what you're eating half the time. So I have some San Daniele prosciutto right here. We're just going to put that on the edge, really nice and easy. Put this guy on the other side. And that's the other thing too. You want to put a little bit on each side so, everybody can see it, really get a taste for it. Okay? And this is just going to be a little spicy copa seca right here. We'll line that down the center. Okay? Here's our amazing cheeses. Okay? First off, here's the wild rosemary. And to start this out, I like to do a lead piece. So they call it a lead cheese. So you just cut a bigger wedge like this. And we just put it right here so they can see that. And it's really good to determine that for the host, so you can tell, hey, this is the cheese we're working with. This is the one in this line. Perfect, like that. And I'll just let that flow through. So I'll cut another one of the wild rosemary. Can't wait to eat. I can't wait to eat this. Best part is, this meat and cheese board really comes all the way through. Next, this is Bamboozle, guys. This is the one with its beer washed. I'm just gonna keep this, cut it on a 45, get a different angle on it, because it's a nice creamy, little tangy cheese. We don't wanna really crumble it up. We wanna keep bigger pieces. And now that I have both cheeses, I'm gonna put a little bit of prosciutto as like the divider in between here. So we have that, just like to break off all the color and offset it. Okay, next one of my favorites, we're gonna get into the espresso rusted, the cowboy coffee, okay? So we have a bunch of cowboy coffee here, sliced it out long ways. This is a harder cheese, so we can actually go with a smaller little slice on this. And that's kind of the key. The creamier cheeses go bigger, the firmer cheeses, we can go a little bit smaller because they end up gonna be a little bit sharper. These are just more palatable, okay? All right, so we're gonna put this guy right here. All right, and now I'm just gonna break this piece up. Just as a little background, a little filler, okay? Now, we have our great cheeses, we have a little bit of meat, we have a little bit of bread. We need to offset this with some better flavors to help it enhance, okay? So now I'm just gonna take some crackers, and we're gonna put this in. These are just Parmesan crisps. We're gonna line this along the side, just to give it a little crunch factor. Now we need a little fresher element. We're just gonna take some English cucumber, cut some nice pieces of cucumber. Guys, you could pickle these or just serve them raw like this. It's almost a palate cleanser, a nice clean, and it gives a little green to the board, which it exactly needs. All right, let's put that right here on the front. They'll make friends very nicely, okay? A little bit of fruit on this board. You always gotta have a little fruit. So I'm using fresh figs today. You guys can use strawberries or grapes, but just a nice half fig, and then, I'll quarter some too, just to get a different look. Look how nice that is. Beautiful. Right here. Just sprinkle these all throughout, wherever you have a little, open space, to say. So that's really a good construction tip there. So you don't want to kind of overcrowd it. Less is always more. You have the whole board. There's a nice little piece right there. There. Right, perfect little couple more figs here, and like that over here as well. Next, I'm just gonna add some pistachio to it. You guys, you can use some candied nuts as well, any type you have. I like the pistachio, kind of gives it a nice little feel. Once again, fill in some holes right there to make this board look nice and filled, okay? Next on our tour, just have some marinated olives. Guys, you can use smaller ones, seeded, non-seeded, whatever you like. I just get some olives, Italian in me. I make sure I get olives on everything, but exactly for this board. That looks amazing. Next, you can't have a board, in my opinion, without some honey. So I love the comb, Badillion Farms, another great guy. I'm gonna slice down the comb just like this, and get a nice strip of honeycomb in here, and really give it, put it right here and here, but I want to give it a nice little area so you can break off that honeycomb. I could put it next to the baguette so you could get it with the baguette. Amazing stuff, and then really kind of have it one on each side. Beautifully done like that. It looks amazing. Jeez, that's great work. Hard working bees right there. All right, let's look at our board. Let's look at our finished product. See if we have anything we need to move or replace. But hey, so this is amazing. Nothing left to do but really taste some of this amazing cheese paired on this board. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that honey and I'm gonna pair it with a Bamboozled, you know, the beer rind. So I'll put that together like this. Guys, that's an excellent one bite. The cheese is creamy. The rind is washed. You could tell, but the honey really smooths it all out. This is a solid piece. This is a great look from Goat Rodeo, who's been doing really, really good cheeses. I think this one's next. The rosemary is by far my favorite. This, I'm gonna pair with a nice little piece of that fig to really cut it down, because this is a little bit more, you know, saltier and a little bit firmer. I like these two together. The fruit really pairs well with the rosemary, the earthiness. One more cheese to go, so I might as well. If we're going coffee, then I'm gonna go salami, because that's the way it goes. Great bite of coffee. Salami really evens that out. Coffee is one of my best ones. I mean, this is a morning cheese. Guys, amazing board. Goat Rodeo. 3 amazing cheeses to pair for your charcuterie board. Enjoy.